We begin with breaking news out of Israel. Its military says one of its airstrikes has killed the commander of the armed group Islamic Jihad. The group confirmed Baha Abu el-Atta was killed in Gaza City. Gaza's health minister says a man and a woman have been killed in the strike. Israel has accused the Iranian-backed Palestinian group of carrying out recent rocket attacks inside Israel. Israel has now shut all of Gaza's border crossings. Let's go live to Harry Fawcett in West Jerusalem. Harry, just bring us up to date with these airstrikes. What more can you tell us?
Well, we know what you've just said, that the Israeli military has claimed the strike that has killed Baha Abu al-Atta, who they say is a senior Islamic Jihad commander in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. And as you say, they have been blaming Islamic Jihad for the recent rounds of rocket attacks that have come out of Gaza in recent months, the kinds of escalations that we've seen, which have led to Israeli retaliatory airstrikes and have led Israel and Gaza towards more and more difficult and dangerous territory in terms of those escalations. However, this in itself is potentially an extremely dangerous escalation. Israel has not targeted leadership in this way for some time. And so this strike is, I think, accepted here to be one which brings with it significant risks. Certainly in Israel's south, they have closed schools for the day. There have been rockets coming out of Gaza already. Rocket siren warnings have been flashing up. And this is a situation which also feeds into an extremely tense and delicate political situation in Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu remains in charge of a caretaker administration after a second inconclusive election within the space of a year. He is just appointing today, is the day that Naftali Bennett, a new defense minister, takes over. Israel says it is prepared for whatever happens, that it is preparing its military to respond as is required. But certainly this is a potentially extremely serious step up in this sort of long-running confrontation of rockets and airstrikes that we've been seeing for well over a year now.
And Harry, just briefly, are we likely then to see any response from the Palestinian armed groups in Gaza?
Well, yes, already there have been rockets coming out. The idea of a senior commander such as this is going to require a response from, in particular, Islamic Jihad. Obviously, Israel says that it holds Hamas responsible for everything that comes out of the Gaza Strip. That is its policy. However, it has been making a distinction to some extent with these rockets when they've been fired. They've been talking about Islamic Jihad. They've been talking about potential divisions within the armed factions inside Gaza. So Israel has decided to target specifically this senior Islamic Jihad figure. However, I think we can expect both Hamas and the Al-Qassam brigades, the military wing of Hamas, and Islamic Jihad to respond in force. And so we're up for another round of escalation, almost certainly.
All right, Harry Fawcett there in West Jerusalem. Harry, thank you for that. And in another breaking story, Syrian state television is reporting the Syrian army has fired on a, quote, hostile target west of the capital, Damascus. It's unclear what the target was or if it was brought down. Meanwhile, Syrian state media is also reporting an attack near the Lebanese embassy in the Syrian capital. Let's go live now to Stefanie Dekker in Beirut. Stefanie, let's talk first about this target that the Syrian military said they fired on. Some reports are suggesting it's a drone. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, it is. It's unclear at the moment. What is clear is that there has been an explosion around the Gaza area. This is in the southwestern part of the Syrian capital. There are videos and pictures being uploaded to social media that show what appears to be a residential building on fire. There are two different reports coming out that either a target was hit in a residential building, as I just mentioned, or at the Al-Mazah air base, which is a base used by the Syrian army. It has been struck before by Israel, for example, targeting weapon shipments to Hezbollah. So at the moment it isn't clear, but it is clear that something has been hit. As you mentioned, the Syrian state news agency saying that its air defense missiles had been activated to intercept some form of projectile in the sky. This all happened in the last hour or so. So I think we're going to have to wait and see as to the exact target and what has happened, but certainly it is clear that there has been some form of an explosion in the Syrian capital in the last hour or so.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that, Stefanie, because the Syrian state media is also reporting an attack near the Lebanese embassy in the Syrian capital. Are these two incidents related?
They could be. They're in a similar area, Darren, in the Al-Medza area, which is southwest of the capital of Damascus. So, as we know with these things, when they happen, initially there can be conflicting reports about the same incident. Certainly the pictures that I've been seeing, which I cannot verify, showed a residential building to be on fire. There are unconfirmed reports of casualties. So it's something we're going to have to monitor. Again, Israel has targeted on various occasions weapons shipments it deems that were going to Hezbollah through Syria from Iran. This is something that the Israelis usually never confirm, but they have mentioned, they have said in the past that this is a red line for them. This is something that they will do. Again, we don't know if this was Israel. We don't know what the target was. But certainly, I think people are asking whether Israel has been extremely busy this evening. Certainly, as you just heard from Harry, targeting that leader of Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and within similar timing, this strike in Damascus. But again, I think very early to draw any form of conclusion. We're still not sure as to what exactly the target was and who is responsible.
All right, Stefanie Dekker there in the Lebanese capital. Stefanie, thank you.